Growing up, understanding that I was born in Yuma was just that in itself. But as I got older and started working in advocacy, understood the significance of Yuma and, of course, Cesar Chavez and the amazing groundwork that he laid forward for us. And so grew up in Nogales, Arizona, which, as you mentioned, is a border town between Sonora, Mexico and Arizona. And so understanding the connections between those two communities really fostered my way of community and really connecting with folks on both sides of the border, right? And so my mom was actually born in Nogales, Sonora, Mexico. My dad in the Nogales, Arizona, United States. And so when I say I grew up on both sides of the border, it truly is that. And so understanding that from two different worlds, two different countries, but really so much more in common than differences. And so that was an anchor in some of the work. I would say all the work that I've done in that listening is one of the most important things you can do to understand and maybe provide whatever support. And so and even looking at the leadership that my family provided in the border town, folks ask me like, what really pushed you to do the work that you do today. And I point to my family because they were in leadership positions their entire careers. I remember in second grade when I was with my father, who was serving as my uncle's campaign manager as he ran for mayor, putting signs on lawns of houses and knocking on doors. And so that for me was a normal thing. That's what I thought everyone did. And so understanding that sense of leadership in the community was an anchor. Grandmother served in the city council for many years. As I mentioned, my uncle ran for mayor, won that election, and at the time was the youngest mayor in the United States. And so for me, as I navigated my academic career and then early career into work, I saw, that was the platform for me, is to be this leader, is just understanding how I can navigate those waters, if you will. And so just understanding the skills that I had, the examples that I was given as a child, and then, really pointing to what I wanted to do. Having the experience of growing up in a border town and understanding how to have these conversations with different folks led me to, work in advocacy. Spent some time in Washington, D.C., found myself sometimes being the only person of color in certain tables. And I always ask myself, why? Why am I here? There's plenty of other smarter people that could be here. And I turned that question into more of a statement saying, I am the one here. Let's utilize the time and the experience I have in providing voice. And so that all stems from, I think, growing up in the border, having a family who gave that example of leadership.